Hey guys, welcome back to the channel McNallie Money, your home of all things stock, investment, and personal finance related. Now in today's video, we've welcomed the President, Director, and CEO of Lithium South Development Corporation, Adrian Hobkirk, onto the channel to provide an update. Lithium South has been very active in the news and media over the last few weeks, and there's a ton of big developments that we wanted to discuss in today's video. Now, we've covered this company in the past. Their share price has been performing very well over the last couple of weeks. There's a lot to talk about in today's video, but before we get into it, please take a second, hit the like button, you guys. It's a huge help to myself and the channel. If you're not already subscribed, McNallie Money, feel free to join, and let us know in the comment section below if you're currently holding shares of Lithium South, what you thought about these key developments that we talk about in today's presentation, and your outlook for 2024. Now, with that being said, let's get into today's video. Okay guys, so that's right. Today's video, we've got the President, Director, and CEO of Lithium South, Adrian Hobkirk, on the channel. Now this is one that we've actually covered previously on the McNallie Money channel. There's been a lot of big developments since our initial coverage, so we wanted to get Adrian here to give us some of the updates on this organization. Adrian, thanks so much for being with us here today.
Great to see you, Bryce. We're really excited. This has been a big couple of weeks for us. We published the financial model for our preliminary economic analysis for the Hombre Muerto lithium project. And we're very excited about the numbers.
Sure. Well, why don't we get right into it then? Because it's been a little while and it's your first time here, maybe a high-level summary of the company itself, just the elevator pitch, Adrian, and then we can get into that PEA.
Sure. We're moving from being a lithium explorer to a lithium developer. We've been working the Hombre Muerto North lithium project in Salta Province, Argentina for 8 years. We've taken it all the way from raw ground to now a preliminary economic assessment based on a 1.5 million ton lithium carbonate equivalent resource.
Yeah, there's exciting stuff going on here. I know I was just on the website. We're starting to see some images. We'll throw the PEA up on the screen as we talk here, Adrian. But obviously a massive accomplishment for a company in the exploration space. Why don't you walk us through some of the highlights of that preliminary economic assessment?
Sure. Just before we do that, I will make note that we've got an amazing address in Argentina. We're right beside POSCO's $4 billion lithium development. They're already in production. So we love the real estate. We love the location. We're very excited to now have a project that, as I said, is moving into the development stage. In talking about the PEA itself, numbers look very promising. We've got a $934 million US net present value. We've got over 31% internal rate of return and a very quick 2.5-year payback. That's all based in US dollars and, of course, on an 8% discount rate. So really, really strong numbers. The OPEX came in low. The CAPEX is about where we expected it. Project looks really strong. And this is based on 15,600 tons per year lithium carbonate equivalent production. I believe personally, when we get to the other areas that we now have a JV with in POSCO, we can make that number larger.
Gotcha. Yeah, and for anyone who's unfamiliar, go take a look at their locations here in the Lithium Triangle in Argentina. And like you say, Adrian, some of your neighbors are huge international players that are developing actual facilities right next door to your location. So very exciting time. You're definitely in the right neighborhood. What are some of the key differentiators of Lithium South compared to other players in this space?
Sure. Well, first off, we're a brine project located on Hombre Muerto Solar, which has been in production for many, many decades, actually. Livent have produced from the Phoenix mine south of us for a long, long time. What differentiates us mainly being a brine project is we're in a great jurisdiction, and really what it comes down to is the quality of the brine.
Yeah, some of the numbers and images and results coming out of that are tremendous. The other one I wanted to talk about, the Alba Sabrina pumping well, this was another key development and very bullish for the company. What's going on with that one, Adrian?
Sure, we drilled that as a deep well. As you know, the project is comprised of 5 separate claim blocks. The Alba Sabrina claim block, where this pumping well is located, is the largest one. So it's got most of the 1.5 million ton resource on it. It's a deep well. It's all in sand from top to bottom or broken up ground. So it should be really porous. The indicators now are that we've got really good porosity in it. So we're going to run a long-term pumping test and see what we get out of it. I think we'll be hopefully at least 30 liters a second, probably a lot more.
Great. And with so many things going on here, what should investors keep an eye for? What are some of the next catalysts kind of on the horizon for Lithium South?
Well, Lithium South has been a ship afloat in the sea of the lithium price, like everybody else. When the lithium price came down, of course, we all suffered from that. In my opinion, and based on the research out there, the lithium price is looking like it's bottoming. So looking ahead, we actually foresee a shortage in a couple of years. So that's a really good catalyst for our growth. It makes the market more exciting, makes our company more exciting. In our PEA, we used a $20,000 per ton forward price point for lithium. I think that's on the conservative side. The qualified person in the report agrees with it. So we're looking for higher prices in the future that should drive all lithium stocks back to a more realistic valuation. In terms of where we're at, as I mentioned earlier, we're transitioning from being a lithium explorer to a lithium developer. With the pumping well at Alba Zabrina, we'll probably look to put one or two more on that site. At that point, I think we're pretty solid for our 15,000 tons a year plus. Now I'd like to get us to 20 or 25. How are we going to do that? Let's take a look at the overall claim package. Now, as I mentioned, we're comprised of 5 non-contiguous claim blocks, Alba Zabrina, the largest one. In the south, we have 2 claim blocks, Viamonte and Norma Edith. Now, those blocks are in an area that used to be called the conflict zone. It was a zone of differentiation between Salta Province and Catamarca, both claim jurisdiction. We've now renamed that the zone of cooperation. POSCO were claimed under us. We cut a deal with them where it's a 50-50 and we're going to share the brine. POSCO have a pumping well in that area that is very productive, highly productive actually. So we're optimistic that once we get some holes in those 2 claim blocks in that area, we can get our throughput up beyond 15,000 tons a year. Looking forward, that's the biggest upside for the company. As we move forward from this state now we're at the PA level, 15,000 tons a year plus. We're putting in our pumping wells. As we move the company forward and we get it to a solid feasibility, we're probably looking at a larger throughput, and that should look even better in terms of the financial model.
Makes sense. Well, yeah, no shortage of news and excitement. We appreciate you coming on, kind of walking us through some of these numbers and findings. I'll throw it back to you, Adrian, for any closing thoughts, but we really appreciate the chat today.
Well, closing thoughts, I appreciate the chat, of course. I think the lithium price is destined for higher levels. All boats float in a rising sea. Our boat's going to float really well. We've delivered on our milestones, and we'll continue to make bigger milestones to deliver on.
Sounds like a plan. Adrian, you know where to find us. We'd love to have you back to continue to monitor these milestones as they come up. Thanks again for the time today. We'll talk soon. You guys, if you're watching this still program, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment in the section below if you have anything specific for Adrian and the team at Lithium South. Adrian, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much.
Appreciate it. All the best.